ergonomics feel better on this bike. If I can just put that the motor and everything on this bike, maybe I should just turn this into an electric bike. Actually, my plan for this bike was to turn it into a turbocharged bike. I have a 750 turbo, which pretty much uses the same engine as this bike, so I think it'll just drop right in, and then you'd have to do some stuff with the turbo. But yeah, the 750 turbo. I have a 750 turbo actually, but I bought a parts bike, and I was gonna try to transplant that motor in this, but then I decided like, whatever. It's kind of a rat bike, and I don't know. That would be a hoot though. Actually, that would fix the problem with the carbs on this, because that's fuel injected engine from like the 80s though. But yeah, man, this bike is a lot of fun to ride. It's a hoot, man. This used to have a windscreen, but it broke off when I low-sided it. I might get a new one. It's a blue one, and you can't really tuck back in behind it anyway. So I had yeah, it was a Chinese windscreen is the problem. These are just Chinese windscreen, and they're really brittle. They're not very strong, so they break really easily. I had one that cracked already, and another one. Yeah, maybe you should just buy a good windscreen, HadesOmega. But yeah, I don't really have much problem riding it on the freeway. I don't know. Well, I didn't really do a lot of 70-mile-an-hour rides. But yeah, cool dealy. There's that beautiful D&D exhaust. That looks like I need to do a little polishing on it. It's got crash bars. Yeah, it's got crash bars. They're all rusted and stuff. I gotta go repaint them. That's when I dropped the bike. It didn't really help either. It didn't really help. It still hit the case for the clutch. Is that the clutch case? No, this is the clutch case. Never mind. This is where the timing rotor is. Yeah. Yeah, and I did a bunch of little tune-up stuff on it. It's got some new NGK plug caps and spark plug wires and all that good stuff. Actually, I recently put a new. Oh yeah, this is another Chinese part right here. This is a clear tail light. So what it does? Let me show you what it does. I know this one. I wound up doing it all like a whole fucking video vlog on my ZR-7. Let's see what it does. Is it turns on, right? I think some of the LEDs are busted, but it's an LED light. See, some of the LEDs are busted on this, but it's cheap. It's from China. I can buy another one, and then they're wired into the tail lights, so they blinky. They're blinkers too. That's awesome. It's too bad some of them don't work, but I guess when all of them don't work, it's time to replace them. Also, I got new tail lights for this. This has a chopped fender too. I chopped the fender on this. It used to have a little longer fender, but it still has a storage box. I wanted to keep the storage box. The storage box is awesome. Yeah, and I never had a problem with the suspension. The suspension's great on this bike. It has a center stand. It's quite easy to operate. Boom, easy. It's great. It's great when you have OEM center stand. It's designed for the bike, It doesn't rub on anything. It doesn't bounce around. Also have this anodized aluminum oil cap. And you can use an Allen wrench to undo it, so just in case it's like it's hot or something, or it won't come out. It's nice. Yeah, I just got to get some better mirrors. I used to have 2 of these mirrors, but I lost one of them. What I might do is get another mirror like this, and then put one down and one up, and then like when the wind hits it, it tightens it. Yeah, but I like the controls. The controls are quality controls. It's it's nicer than the KLR 650 controls. It has like a timing advance thing here, I think, for the carb. Yeah, it's a great bike, and also it has a storage right here. You can take the seat off easily. Not a lot of bikes do that nowadays, At least my Empulse doesn't. And look, there's space under it. I got a pump in here in my registration. You can put more stuff here. I chopped the airbox here a little bit. I chopped the snorkel a little bit. And it has a K&N filter inside here. So it flows a little better to match the exhaust. But I didn't rejet it yet, so it's running like kind of lean. That's why you hear the exhaust popping a lot. It still runs okay. But yeah, it runs really lean. But that's what Kawasaki does. They make these bikes run really lean from the factory. It's got a little battery in there. Haven't had any problems with it. I think it's a Yuasa battery. Yeah, whoever had it before me, they took decent care of it. I have this little Pro Grip tank pad here. Oh, this is a something Myers. This is a Myers custom seat. I got this on a ZR-7 forum. It's a good seat. It's really nice. I like it. It's not uber comfortable, but it's okay. I like it a lot. Also, it has a. I never had to do the fork seals. I increased the preload in the front. Yeah, I increased the preload in the front, and I put thicker fork oil in it, and that seems to have done the trick. Man, that axle looks like it's sticking. Oh no, okay, that's fine. Brakes are good on it. It's got dual piston. Is it 2-piston? I think it's a 2-piston. Yeah, it's two. They're 2-piston dual discs, or dual brake 2-piston calipers. Yeah, it's got that 4-cylinder naked styling. They do sell the S model. The S model has a kind of like a semi-fairing dealie. Yeah, it's got a wave rotor on it. Apparently finding a rotor for these bikes is a fucking pain in the ass, and they're really expensive. But I don't know, maybe if I can find another one. And this actually has a Continental Race Attack tires. I'm running racing rubber right now, and some Shinko and like a Shinko whatever their closest is to a racing tire. It's a Shinko front tire. Pretty good tires. That Race Attack, you gotta warm them up. That's the reason I spun out with it. Yeah, it's a good tire. I got a good deal on it. So yeah, that's it. I tried to do some. I tried to do that Plasti Dip, but the Plasti Dip is not good. I tried to Plasti Dip some stuff. If there's anything that you touch, it's gonna rub off. That's the problem. So don't put Plasti Dip on anything you're gonna touch. You know. I guess the crash bars are okay. You don't really touch those. Yep. Adjustable brakes. I saw this has stainless steel lines in the front. Stainless steel lines. And yeah, that's it. Oh man, this is not good. It's all droopy. One of them is droopy. It's okay, it works. Whatever, you don't need signal lights. Just use hand signals. Also, there's for some reason there's like a hole here somewhere. Oh, right here. See how this one has a thing, and then there's a hole here. I suppose you can. Oh, you know what I can do? I can get a aluminum weld and fix that. Also, this has a leaky valve cover gasket. You gotta change it. It's leaking kind of bad. But I'll just clean it up. Yeah, you know, it's a rat bike. I just said like, hey, I'm just gonna ride it until it, you know, the engine gives up, and then put the turbo motor in it. But it still runs. I don't ride it too much. The reason I don't ride it a lot is because there's not a lot of, can't really put a lot of luggage on it. There's some luggage grab bars here, and you can strap like a duffel bag. You know what's funny about this bike? Oh, you can see I lean it over quite a bit, man. I ride this sucker hard. Anyway, you can strap a duffel bag back to it. I strapped a pretty heavy duffel bag to it. It actually rides. I actually prefer the handling better when it's got a lot of weight in the back. The bike just falls over more easily, and it goes into the turns better. This is the only bike I've seen that feels like that. You know, if I have a Suzuki DR-650, and when I put a duffel bag in the back, it makes the bike handle like shit. You know, it's fucking garbage. So yeah, I really it's interesting that if you just add more weight to the back of this bike, it's actually, well, you know, I guess on the sides too, the bike will want to like fall over more easily. It's easier. It felt like it was easier to ride around the corners, man. That's not lying. Yeah, I'm thinking this guy all over the place. Yeah, but I got too many bikes. I don't know. I don't know if I want to sell it or not, but the only thing is I don't like those carburetors. Maybe I get a Z750. I always wanted to ride the newer Kawasaki naked bikes, but But this is like this is kind of like, it's like a Zephyr. It's basically, this is the closest you'll get to the Kawasaki Zephyr. This is the newest iteration of their of that style engine, the air oil cooled 4. And then I think after that, that was it. Well, after that they had, I think they got on the water cooling, and then they did the fuel injection. The ZRX 1100 or 1200 would probably be the next step up from this, but that's monster bike, dude. That thing must rip, and I think it has fuel injection. So yeah, I think if I was gonna step up from this bike, I like this. I like the blue color too. The blue color looks great on this. It's fading in the back, but it's okay. Yeah, I think it's a pretty looking bike, you know, especially after I chopped the fender, and it's awesome. Awesome. I think all I want to do is I think I might try to do the pod filter thing. Let's just go all out on it. I was thinking of using this as a track bike. It wouldn't make a good track bike. It's not one of the best handling nakeds, you know. But I guess the closest competitor to this would probably be like a SV650. The SV650 looks a lot like this bike. Even the color looks the same. They have a color that looks just like this. Yeah. And this bike is fast. Yeah, so this bike is faster than my Empulse. I can guarantee you that. I've got it up to like 100 something, so. But yeah, it is faster than the Empulse. But you know, the Empulse feels smaller than this. The Empulse handles better too. The chassis is a lot better. It's a lot stiffer and stuff, and it has much better components. This has like all the cheap components. All right, I hope you've enjoyed my quick vlog on my Kawasaki ZR-7 here. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. I got too many bikes, but man, I just rode it just now, and I still like this bike. And I like that it's, you know, it's a trashy bike, and I just whatever, you know, just do whatever with it, you know. I don't care. But you know, I keep it maintained, and it runs good still. I do the least amount of maintenance on it to keep it on the road, but it still rips, man. It still rips. Yeah, I like it a whole lot. I don't think I really do much else to it, unless I could get like if I can get like a luggage rack on it, that would be good. But it's good luck finding one of those. You'll have to get one custom made, which is what I'm doing with my Empulse right now. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I thought about like taking both of these to the racetrack. So like when the battery ran out on the Empulse, I just hop on this and rip on this. The ergonomics are good. I really like the way I did up the ergonomics. Also, I have these blue bolts here. That's another mod. I did all the rice mods, man. This cap looks like something's wrong with it. It's like not a thing. The gas tank is nice and clean on this. Yeah, I like it. It's a really cool bike. Even with the stock exhaust still sounds good. It's not loud, but it still sounds good. This is really loud, this D&D pipe. It's just a fucking straight pipe, pretty much. But it still has a stock piping. So yeah, good stuff though. It just sounds mad, dude. Mad. Like a mad animal, like a beast. Love it. I love naked Kawasaki's, man. Alright, here's my go. Alright, back on the road. Still got another errand to do. But, yeah. I feel like, also I wanted to note, I feel like the clutch needs to be replaced on this bike. The clutch kind of feels a little loose, you know? I don't feel like it's grabbing as much as it should. Maybe it's a 700 or it's a 750cc thing, you know, with this engine. Maybe it's a 750cc thing. Yeah, see, man, did you see that? I had some trouble turning the bike there on that corner. The bike's just it's kind of piggish, is what it is. Once you get it turning, though, it's not bad. It's kind of hard to you know, get the bike over. That's where I feel like the Empulse, I think the Empulse is better at doing transitions than this bike. It's just, I feel like the bars are more comfortable on this. Maybe I'll just get some bars like that. But the Empulse uses a, big bars. This is just uses regular 7/8 bars, so. Like I said, the stock bars, I would be fine with the stock bars if the sweep back wasn't so much. I hurts my wrist if there's a lot of sweep, and the stock bars have a lot of sweep. These ones don't have. These are more straight, so I like these a lot better, and they're taller, so I don't really need a riser. Yeah, there's no risers on this. So I used to have risers on it. Actually, I used to have the Clubman bars, and then and they were too far forward, so I pushed them back with some bar back risers. They're the ones that go. They move your bars up and back like an inch or something. But then I went to this bar and they're taller, and so the brake line wasn't long enough. So unfortunately, so then I couldn't use them. Here is my next destination, 7-Elevens. 7-Elevens. He's great. This bike is great to ride around the city, you know, on the freeway and on the twisties, man. I'm telling you, I've had a couple videos of me, you know, charging up Mount Hamilton on this guy. It's great fun. A little hard to turn it, but you know, with this racing rubber and sticky tires, man, it goes. All right, here's my gal. Sweet motorcycle parking. I just saw the sign. I was like, oh, well, you know what? I want to take advantage of it. See, it does slow speed maneuvers pretty well. How am I going to do this? I want it so I can get out of here easily. Let's go this way. And it's fairly low bike. It's not too tall. I'm 5'10" and 175 pounds, and I can flat foot this bike. And I think I did something to make it taller. I don't remember. I think it's when I put the new tires on it felt a little taller. Man, this is like the smallest motorcycle parking ever. Is this really a motorcycle parking? Okay, whatever, man. It is quite a heavy bike. It's about, I would say it's about as heavy as the Empulse. Yeah, I would say it's about as heavy as the Empulse. Let's just use the side stand. Cool. Motorcycle parking. Look at that. Beautiful. That's the smallest motorcycle parking spot I've ever seen. That's like for a fucking like a scooter or some shit, man. Alright. Crazy mofo. Yeah, the throttle is a little loose on this. I don't know what the problem is. I have to adjust the cable or something. That's another thing I don't like about this bike. It's got quad carbs, so I'm not really I'm used to thumpers. All my other bikes are thumpers, I think, and they're like super easy to work on, the carbs. This is a little more complicated. I used to work on the carbs on my Zephyr 550, and they are, it was a bitch. But my Zephyr had like a rusted tank and everything, so it was not good, you know. It's horrible. Yeah, that's the worst thing you could do is like have the tank rust, you know. I think somebody let my Zephyr, the previous owner let the Zephyr sit for like a couple of years or something. That's why the gas got all yucky, you know. That's why it's good to, you know, ride your bike every once in a while and get some fresh gas in there, you know. But yeah, I don't think I've ridden this bike for maybe 3 months now, you know, and it had some trouble cranking, but not anymore. I rode it, charged up the battery. I probably still throw it on the battery tender a little bit, maybe a little low. But yeah, it's a good idea though. Especially if you have a carbureted bike, you need to ride it every once in a while. And if not, drain the carbs, you know. But even then, it's good to get some fuel going through there. And then now with all these ethanol fuels and shit, they fuck up your seals faster. You know, so Ethanol doesn't last as long, and it attracts water too, so it's no bueno. Yeah, if you got some ethanol-free gas, that's the gas you want to put in your bike if you're gonna let it sit oil. Oh, shnikes. All right, HadesOmega out.